This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angels Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriasecret.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. My name is Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
So today we are here to talk about a new show on TLC called Polyfamily.
Mm-hmm.
And, we cover Sister Wives regularly if you are a regular listener to our show. And if you're not, we cover Sister Wives if you're into polygamy. Every Monday, we're covering season 19. And we also have a whole archive of, we went back to the very beginning of Sister Wives. And starting from season 1, episode 1, we're working our way through. So we have all that archived as well, if you're interested. But this show, it really piqued our interest.
Uh-huh.
We first saw the trailer for it and we were like, oh, yeah, we need to check this out. Maybe we'll just do like a bonus episode talking about it. But no, we are all in.
Yes.
We are covering this show.
This is my new favorite television show.
For the whole season. So come back every week.
Oh, yes.
We will be covering this every week. This show is a hot mess.
Oh, yes.
In the best way.
Yes. Such a hot mess. And it's almost like the producers found them at the perfect time because this isn't all new. Like they've been doing it long enough where things are starting to wear them down a bit, but it's not so far, down that road. And it is utterly fast. High level, I just found it fascinating, this whole, because one of the most striking things is what we're seeing is this idea of like, there's oh God. Well, we'll get into that because we have to explain who everybody is.
Yeah.
Let's set the scene.
We have to set the scene because, okay, so the first episode is called In Quad We Trust. And that's because these 4 people call themselves a closed quad. Now, this is what this means. So we have Tyler and Alicia, who've been married for 11 years. And they came to this relationship, they came to this closed quad with 2 kids of their own.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they'd had some threesomes and kind of, experimented with different things. But then Alicia, I think, was looking around online and found this guy, Sean, and contacted him.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's how that happened. And so Sean is married to Taya. And so they all met up. They became a family.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 more children. So they have a 2-year-old. So the oldest kids that came into the family with Tyler and Alicia are Dylan and Raina. They're 8 and 9 years old. They came into the family with those 2 children. Then they had 2 more children, Barrett and Carver, who are 2 and 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Alicia and Taya were pregnant at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. But they don't know who the father is of these babies because so Alicia sleeps, has, relationship with Tyler and with Sean. And Taya has a relationship with Sean and Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
The two women, Alicia and Taya, I guess, hooked up a few times, but that's not really the primary relationship. So they're not sure who what the paternity is of the two. And Taya is now pregnant with a fifth child, and they also don't know who the biological father is.
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. The women have their own bedrooms, and the guys switch back and forth every night.
Can we just talk about the ages for a second? Because this is also another dynamic, which is Alicia is 34, Tyler's 36. They met in college and they've been married for 11 years. So they've been together for, Alicia was saying something like 16 years. I mean, I think they met at like 8. I think she was like 18, 19 when she met him. Now, Taya and Sean, Taya's 28. Sean's 46.
Yeah.
So Sean is 10 years older than Tyler and Alicia. And he's
and almost 20 years older
than Taya. Yeah. And they've been married for 6 years. So I think that's also what I was trying to allude to. What's so fascinating is that, as marriages go along, you go through these ebbs and flows. But yeah, the longer you're with someone, the more you're kind of like, oh, okay, those feelings kind of come out. And it's just interesting to me that Sean is so much older than everybody else. Just these ages. It's just fascinating to me. Like Taya, we meet Taya's mom. I think Taya's mom's my age or something. I mean, it's crazy.
She looks very young.
Very young. And she could be my age. So.
Yeah. And also, let's be clear that it's called polyfamily. And at first I was a little bit confused. Are they talking about polygamy? But no, they're polyamorous, obviously, because there's 2 husbands,
yes,
2 wives, and
but
they're married to, they're not all both married to the same guy.
And so it's Tyler and Sean don't have a romantic relationship. I mean, they co-parent, live together, but they're not romantic. And I get the sense that also Alicia and Taya, maybe this is part of the rules that while they hooked up in the past, that maybe that wouldn't be so okay. They'd have to talk about it. It's not like the two of them can do that, right?
Yeah, they talk about how Taya is pansexual.
Yes.
And she has hooked up with Alicia. They also say something interesting. They say that while the girls have their own bedrooms and the guys switch, but they take what they need. So what does that mean? Like, if you feel like you need to have sex with someone and it's not your night, it's okay, because then they talk about a time where that happened and someone got upset about it.
Taya and Tyler. So no. I think when they said they take their toothbrushes, they take their pillows, they take the basics that they need to move to this new room. Okay, but the agreement is if your night is if it's Sunday's Sean's night, you cannot have sex with Tyler on Sunday.
Right,
you have to wait till Monday to have sex with Sunday. And if you want to have sex with Sean on Monday, you can. You got to wait till Tuesday.
Yeah.
So which I understand. And this whole thing with Taya and Tyler, those two are the hottest for each other. Don't you think?
Yeah, because Alicia and Sean hooked up first, but they seem to be, they're not as hot for each other, but they seem more compatible.
Yes.
With each other. Like they kind of work together better as a team. Whereas, Tyler and Taya took a little bit longer for them to catch feelings for each other, but now they
really have.
Yeah.
From what I saw, I don't know this was just my take. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, I saw the preview, but I don't remember it. But it really does feel like, and I think Alicia and Sean know that. Alicia and Sean know that Taya and Tyler are much hotter for each other.
And they're the ones that broke the rules about not sleeping during the day with the person that you're not sleeping with that night or whatever. Yeah.
And also, and Sean and Taya say that they were married 2 years, and then I think it was Taya that asked about, bringing in a third. So they, that's the other part of it too, is that Taya and Sean haven't been married that long. So that's what I was trying to say. It's that dynamic too. We have this other marriage that's like, much farther apart in terms of ages. And I'm sorry, but like 46 and 28, that is really far. Like, because what was she, 22 when they met and he was 40?
Yeah.
When I was 26, I dated this guy who was 39. I felt like I was dating my father. I mean, it just felt too old. I really, So there's that dynamic of the fact that those two haven't been married that long. And he's almost like a father to her versus Alicia and Tyler, where they met in college. They grew up together. You know what I mean? And their dynamic's very different. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Yeah. So they knew each other like 2 or 3 months, and then they all decided to move in together, and they live in Lebanon, Oregon. And, they decided to move in, see how it went. And that was 4 years ago.
Yes.
So,
and they seem
3
to live
babies ago
out in the middle of, I don't know where Lebanon is in relationship to Portland, because it sounds like Taya and Sean were living in Portland. But that's the other one too, right? Which is I kind of keep coming back to Taya. You're 20. So now you are 28. That was 4 years ago. You're 24 years old. You've been married to this older guy for 2 years. You're now going to leave Portland and move to a farm with these people that you've known 2 to 3 months. It's just like, whoa, okay. All righty then. I don't know. That's just, the ages make me, I don't know. If I was Alicia and Tyler, I would be very nervous about, Taya's very young. She's very young.
Yeah. And she seems a little almost dangerous to me. She seems a little reckless or something. I don't really trust her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the relationship between Tyler and Sean is real awkward.
Yes.
Really awkward. And I think one of them says that they wouldn't even be friends if they were not in this situation. And and Taya says, Alicia and I have the most complicated relationship I've ever had in my life. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What? Why are you here?
And that's the other part of it too, is like, you're this closed, I would think that in order for a closed quad to work, I would think that everyone would have to get along a lot better. Yes. I think that I could see how if they were two couples and they were poly, and that like Sean and Alicia went off together for a weekend and Taya and Tyler went off for a weekend. In some ways, I think that would be much better for them than trying to merge everything together in this way. Because to me, it feels like Tyler just really, Tyler just really wants to have sex with Taya. And I think that Alicia is so sick of Tyler and his bullshit.
I think she knows that.
And think she knows that. And she's so sick of Tyler and his bullshit that she loves him and doesn't want Taya sleeping with him. But she knows kind of like this is part of it, right? And I think that she likes Sean and is attracted to Sean, but I don't get the sense. I think they enjoy each other's company. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think they're
almost
ripping each other's clothes off.
No, I think he's almost like a father figure.
Yes.
Yeah, and I wrote this down. I'm not sure who said this, but it says Alicia is sensitive and emotional, very jealous, and worried about what kinky things Taya is doing.
Yes, and that is and Alicia said that she said she's very jealous and envious.
Taya's a freak.
She's competitive, and she's worried about that. And it's this weird thing where it's like, so do you feel like that if you didn't give that to Tyler, if Tyler didn't have that from you, that he would leave you? Right? Because Alicia makes it seem like she's the one that really initiated this idea. But I wonder if she felt like, okay, I need to be the cool wife, or Tyler seems to be uninterested. So let me try to see if he can have a threesome. Okay, let's do this. And then maybe, she found Sean and she was really connected to him. She didn't think that Tyler and Taya would hit it off so much. I don't think Taya cares. Like, I don't know how much Taya even likes Sean. I can't tell why these two got married.
I don't know. Like, yeah, Taya and Tyler talk about how their love language is physical touch, and Sean and Alicia are organized.
Yes.
Both type A, and that they show them going grocery shopping together, and they're very efficient.
Oh God,
these two
are the biggest dorks. If this was my marriage, I think I'd stick my head in the freezer. I'd be like, kill me now. What is it? I got apples. Check that off the list. No, it says fruit. So we have to wait till we collect all the fruit to shop. It's like, God, you two are dorks. I said cauliflower. No.
Yeah.
They're the biggest dorks. It's just like, but they're having a great time. Okay.
These people should just switch partners.
Yes.
That's what I wrote down, because Sean and Alicia are compatible. Taya and Tyler have a lot of sex. They're very compatible. Why don't they just switch partners?
Yeah. That's what it seems like to me. So this is the other part that I think is really interesting, which is this idea of, everyone always talks about, like, who should you be looking for in a partner? Should you find someone who, in what ways should they be compatible? Is it good to have someone who's just like you? Is it better to have someone who's different than you? I mean, I do think that opposites do attract in their own ways. And I do believe that I can see how Sean and Taya were attracted to each other. I can see how Tyler and Alicia were attracted to each other, because it was almost these opposites. Like there was something about the other person that was appealing. And I also think that, in some ways, in order for relationships to be successful, there has to be a bit, like, two alphas is tough. Two betas is tough. Like, you kind of need an alpha and a beta. Like that having two people that are hard charging and I want it to be about me and, my way or the highway. Like, in a way that those people can't get along. Like, you kind of need, like, the other person who's like, okay, sure, I'll go through there. So you see that and you can understand that. But at the same time, it's interesting because at the end of the day, they're much happier with the person's far more similar to them. You know? It's like,
well, and also with Tyler and Alicia, like you said, they've been together since they were, teens.
In college. Yeah.
And they have two kids together who are 8 and 9. They've been parenting together. They've been together. Like, that's why they're still together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why. And so Alicia obviously was looking for something she's looking for something. She went out there and she found Sean. And
I think Tyler was too. I get the sense that Tyler was too. But it's just me. Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, Taya's getting induced like in a day or two. So they're going out to have one last night out.
Woohoo.
And that's where we meet Taya's mom, Jill, who looks younger than Taya.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently Alicia doesn't have a lot of family support. And so this has sort of become her family. Another reason why she probably is attracted to this lifestyle and stays.
But I thought she lost the family because they didn't approve of the lifestyle.
Could be. I just put she doesn't have a lot of family support.
They said...
I don't know if it was before or after all this.
Yeah, I mean, I think because Alicia says that she's almost... I think she's very jealous of Taya for a lot of different reasons. And I think one is that Tyler likes having sex with her. But the other one is that Taya's mom's very supportive. Taya's family's supportive. Like, nobody in Taya's family is saying, we're kicking you out. I mean, Alicia said that she has no relationship with her father, stepmother because of it. She said something about uncles aren't happy. Tyler's mom doesn't. I mean, it's a lot of family members. Like, and I think that it feels a lot more like it was Alicia and Tyler that lost the most family because of this choice versus Sean and Taya.
Yeah.
That's just mine. But Psych Legal Pop, we'll be back after these messages.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angels Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriasecret.com.
So after, they go out, I don't know, not much really happens, but then I thought this was one of the most interesting scenes. So Tyler and Sean are at home with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so apparently Raina was trying to talk to Tyler, and then Sean interrupts and says, "Oh, well, Raina, you're on restriction, so you got to go back to your room."
Mm-hmm. She's grounded for lying. What is she, 9, 8? That seems weird. Am I the only one that seems like I was never grounded as a kid? And I never grounded Max. But he'd be thrilled if I grounded him. I told him he didn't ever have to leave his house again. But I don't know, not 8, 9 for lying? I mean, what did she lie about?
Because I think Sean is very, I don't think he's very nice to these kids because they're not his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this tension between Sean and Tyler over parenting.
Yes.
Because, mind you, so Tyler says, he was the biological father of these kids. He raised them until they were 4 or 5 or whenever these people got together. He has a relationship with them. And he's like, I was just trying to talk to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of, whatever this restriction is going, it was rude, what Sean did. And it was unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. He's just trying to talk to her about her day. And he talks about being frustrated how this power is split 4 ways. And, this parenting is difficult. And I don't think these two guys like each other. They don't spend a lot of time together. Sean is saying, well, Raina wasn't on task. You two don't have a good record of being on task when you start talking to each other. I mean, he just wants to talk to his fucking daughter.
Yeah,
this is his daughter.
Sean's a little much for me.
Smacked that guy.
Yeah. I mean, again, whatever she did, it seems like she's not in prison. She came up to get a snack. She can't sit there for 15.
She's not on task. She's not
task is what? Sitting in her room?
Yeah.
If she's sitting in her room and now she's sitting over here, right? Okay. Now, Sean's real controlling. Sean, and again, I also want to say, I'm always very suspect of, why does a 46-year-old man want to marry a 28-year-old? Mm-hmm. Or I'm sorry, why does a 40-year-old want to marry a 22-year-old? Mm-hmm. You want to marry that person because you want to be in control, because you want to be, the one making the moves. And I think that Sean is very much that. And I think he feels like, because he's the oldest, I think he gets into that way. And it is very sticky because it's hard enough to have 2 parents parenting you, but now these poor kids have 4 parents parenting you. And it is confusing because these 2 people are new. You just met Sean.
Right.
This guy a couple of years. So it is a little bit odd. But that was really crappy.
Yeah. And then they have 2 2-year-olds and they're about to have a newborn baby. And I'm just like, oh God. I mean, because the chances of these people all sticking together for forever are very low. Okay, so then what happens when they start splitting up? And then they're going to have to figure out, well, who is the father of these kids? And then you're going to take these kids who were already kind of in a confusing situation, and then it's going to become more confusing. This is a disaster.
I mean, again, you can have this lifestyle. You can nobody's stopping you. But to me, it feels like now you're involving the children. Now you're involving the children in this lifestyle. And again, I'm not saying the lifestyle is bad in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that parenting, and that's one thing, because mom's the one that always brought this up to me, which is because Max is an only child. it's a lot. Like when Steve and I are both lecturing him, it is a lot when there's two people. And Mom was the one that really was the one to say, like, it needs to be one of you at a time. He's one person. You don't want to gang up on him. And so we're very mindful about that. And I've always been mindful of that. And so if you think about this particular situation, it's you got two people ganging up on Raina. And these are only two of the four parents that are here. There's something else I was going to say about something, but it'll come back to me. Something about and the other thing too is we then see this scene where Tyler's pissed. He sits down with Sean and he says, hey, I work a lot, which I think is also going to come in as a factor to all of this, because I wonder if Tyler's the one that earns the most money.
Right.
So that he's like, I work a lot. I don't see them a lot during the week. I wanted to have a few minutes with my daughter. And that's when Sean makes the comment about like, well, you guys don't stay on task. You don't do that. And again, we're back to this problem, which is if you're going to pick this lifestyle, you all have to be like uber communicators. You talked about that you can't just hold things in and you have to say something. But if someone comes to you and says you did something that bothered them, Sean, you have to be willing to take some level of like, you can't get defensive. Like this shows you that this isn't working. Like these two have never worked on their relationship because they don't like each other. And so these things keep happening.
Sean has weird energy too.
I don't like him at all.
I don't like him at all. He has weird energy with Taya. He has weird energy with these children. I mean, he's just, he's strange.
Yeah. Well, he says that he's like one of these sort of straight to the point. I'm going to give you my opinion and I'm going to tell you what you want to know and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, great. Just what we need. Another white man telling us what the fuck to do. It's like, shut up, Sean. And you know what? I'll be honest. I really didn't want to have sex with any of these people. None of these people. Like maybe Tyler. Maybe. Like after a few drinks. And also don't trust Tyler to do anything else. Because I think Tyler drops the ball on a lot. So like, he's not the marrying kind. But just all of it. I don't understand why they couldn't move in together and why couldn't Alicia and Tyler continue to parent the children? Like, why couldn't they be the primary parents? Why did those two, do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is what I was going to say. So they talk a little bit about how they don't know who the father is of the boys, the two younger boys. But eventually at some point, if people want to get their DNA done, they can do that. But I'm sorry, because I know I would be doing, if I was Tyler or Sean, I would be staring at that kid all the time, trying to figure out like,
does he look like me?
Yeah, because I think over time, the DNA is going to reveal like who the father is and who isn't the father. Right. I mean, unless both these boys look just like their mothers, I don't know. I was looking at the kids trying to figure. Yeah, I was looking at the kids like trying to suss it out. you know?
Yeah, like they have very different coloring, the two, Tyler and Sean. So yeah, I think it's going to become. This is just so messy. I feel badly for these kids. I mean, that's the thing. And people look. I'm not against consenting adults doing whatever they want to do. I just have a problem when, it hurts kids. And, it's like, that's part of what happens when you're a parent is that you don't have the luxury of just doing whatever you want to do. You have to do everything with your children in mind.
Yes.
Even if you have to sacrifice things or, you can't be with someone or whatever. I mean, that's just reality. Unless you want your kids to like be pissed off at you in 20 years and, not have a good relationship with you, then do whatever you want. But if you want to have a good relationship with your kids and they have respect for you and you lifelong, you got to sometimes just forego other opportunities. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Actually, this morning at Pug Sunday, I was chatting with someone and he was chatting about his childhood. I mean, this guy's probably in his 70s, 80s, maybe. I don't know. And he was chatting about how his parents moved around every 2 to 3 years. I'm like, oh, were they in the military? No. He's like, they just liked moving around. And it's like, yeah, he ended up staying with a high school friend the last few years of high school because he didn't want to move again.
Yeah.
And this guy, 60, 70 years later, still, I think he loves his parents, but he's still bitter. He's still pissed. He still didn't think it was good. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, maybe you're bored of living at this town and maybe it's not right. Once your kids start school, yeah, you can't take a trip in the middle of March or whatever if it's not spring break. And yeah, you can't fly off on a whim. You can't move to some new town because
move in with your boyfriend.
Yeah, because your kids maybe need to stay in the same school and keep their friends. Like, yeah, there are sacrifices to all this. And quite frankly, it's not like these people, Taya and Sean did not live across country. Sean was like, well, every we were driving down there a couple hours every weekend. And it's like
a couple hours? That's nothing.
Yeah. I mean, or an hour.
And why do you have to go every weekend?
But yeah, what I'm saying is this. So what you all needed to do was they needed to stay in Portland. They lived in Lebanon. And you basically once a month, It's like you don't get to do it every other night. You
don't get to fuck Taya every night, okay?
Well, Tyler doesn't get to do that anyway. But Tyler wanted to do it every other night. It's like, no, you then guess what? You're going to have to do it once a month or once every other week. And great. It'll keep things spicy and alive.
Yeah, really.
It's just a little bit like it didn't need to be this way. It didn't have to be this way. You guys weren't, this isn't a 90-day fiance situation.
No.
Where the person had to move in and you had to marry them because they would be, because of a green card. Like you all were living in the same state.
A couple hours away. That's
small state.
Not bad. Yeah, no, I think it's extremely selfish. And I think that they're going to be sorry one day. I don't think this is going to last. I think there's going to be major custody issues and stuff that are going to come out of this. I think Raina and Dylan and Raina are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
In 20 years, they're going to be going no contact with you. Yeah, I'm serious.
Maybe.
I'm serious.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. And after they said after 2 to 3 months or 4 or 5 months, we all decide to do this together. It's a little bit like you're not even going to give it a year or two to see. It's just, it all felt.
They decided to move in together after 2 or 3 months. And they said, we'll give it 6 months. And they're still together 4 years later. So after knowing these people 2 or 3 months, you are still in the honeymoon phase. You don't know these people.
And I'm sure
you move in.
Yeah. Sorry. And also, you know what, Alicia, Tyler, you're letting a grown man and a grown woman move into your home. What do you know about them?
Right.
What do we know about Sean?
What do we know about Sean? And obviously he's not a very good parental figure.
Yeah. He's got no chill. He's got no chill at all. Yeah. And I think Alicia likes him because he's so solid, and I think that's the other thing too, is I think Alicia likes how solid Sean is. Like Sean makes her feel secure and like seen and heard, and they love to organize and check things off lists together. And I think that satisfies her in a lot of ways. But I think at the same time, I think she's right. I think she's really in love with Tyler. And I think she feels like Tyler's not completely devoted to her. And so for her, it's like, I got to keep one foot over here.
Yeah. Well, then there's a couple scenes that were real disturbing where there's like picking of earwax and shaving of legs.
Why do you need to see all the earwax in your ear? Like Alicia found this earwax app and she's got it on her phone. And so you get this little thing it's like Bluetooth connected to this little.
And you stick it in your ear?
You stick it in your ear. You're not getting the wax out. You're just looking at it.
So you know it's there.
Yeah. Alicia, there are videos. You go on the internet, trust me. You go on social media. There's so many picking at this and zits and da. There's all of that stuff. It's gross. But
yeah, she's picking him like a monkey or something.
But did you notice too? So that night, it was Tyler and Alicia together, and then it was Taya and Sean together, the original couples. And so we both hear Tyler and Sean's point of views about what happened with that fight, them bitching to their own spouse. See, I think this is another dynamic that's happening, which is, I think Alicia will always side a lot of times with Tyler. It's this weird kind of dynamic where, and And maybe they're all just saying exactly what they want to hear, but it's whatever partner they're going to, that partner is not saying, well, what was your role in it? And maybe could you have done it differently? Or, oh, we should have a family meeting. It was all like, ugh, Tyler's the worst. Or, ugh, Sean's the worst. So you can see that they're gossiping already.
Yeah.
Not already. I think they gossip all the time.
It's been 4 years. Yeah. Here's the other thing too. It's been 4 years. A lot of times these shows sort of pick up in the beginning of a relationship, like Seeking Sister Wives or, even 90 Day Fiance. So, you're kind of, so there's, maybe you're a little bit curious and hopeful, or I don't know. These people, we already know they've been together 4 years and this is a mess. And we're the train has already wrecked.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for the train to wreck. It has wrecked.
Yeah.
And now we're just waiting for it to catch fire. It's
kind of,
I'm scared. I am scared for what's going to happen next. And now Taya's having a baby. That's going to change a lot of stuff. These people already, these two men can't stand each other. That's only going to get worse. There's, Alicia, Taya seems like the one who's the most chill. I don't know, but she'll probably get upset about something.
Well, I think she's the most chill, but I feel like she's going to be the first one who wants out of all four of these people. I think she's the one that's going to be like, I think she's going to want to add someone. I feel like I know that we saw the previews, so I have some vague recollection of this. I don't know who said it, but I just have a feeling that Taya, that Taya's going to want to add someone or something's. It's not going to be enough for her.
Yeah,
it's not going to be enough for her, and I think that and they're going to have to go along with it because she's the mother of two of these kids. And she's the one that the guys like the most. Or maybe Sean likes Alicia more. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah. So they're going to feel like, well, we don't want to lose Taya. We have to go along with whatever crazy thing she wants to do next. Well, also, this was interesting. Sean was shaving Taya's legs.
Well, I think because she's going into, the hospital to have her baby and she's
very pregnant, which was very nice.
Yeah.
Steve never shaved my legs.
Yeah, I didn't need to see it, but
I mean, I do remember getting my toes done and trying to look as with it as I could. When I gave birth, but I was just like, oh, that's kind of nice. Anywho.
Yeah. Well,
one thing that both Alicia and Tyler said they both said that they were, before Sean and Taya, they were much more permissive parents. So this is also a thing that you're doing to your kids. You established a way of parenting. They seem like very sweet kids. So I think it was working. I don't get the sense that these kids are really, and they're so young. Like, what could they be getting into? So you knew that you were permissive parents. And then Sean comes in, and I think it's really Sean. Sean's the taskmaster.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to happen? If none of those kids are Sean's biological kids, I don't know if any of them are going to want to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Which I think is really sad because I don't think that's how Sean sees this set up as, right? I don't know.
Well, do you think maybe Sean stays home with the kids? Because, I mean, you got two 2-year-olds and you're about to have a baby. I mean, it's got to be one or two people staying home.
Yeah. Oh, you think is it possible that both Alicia and Tyler are working and maybe Sean and Taya, or Sean works some kind of part-time something? I don't know. I mean, Taya says they met at work. He was her manager, which again, another odd thing.
Oh, Sean was her manager?
Sean was Taya's manager. She said that. I met him at work. He was my manager. Again.
Oh, that's interesting. Another power dynamic.
Yes. Again, you're 40. You're the manager.
Oh, God.
Sean. I don't. The more I think about this guy, the more I dislike him. But I don't know if I think Tyler's any better. I'll be honest. Because I think, I really do think that Tyler kind of goes where the wind goes. And I think Tyler wants a more adventurous sex life. And I
Mhm.
think he wants to experience different things that Alicia doesn't. And I think that this is sort of his way of being able to do this. But again, and that's the part that's so fascinating about it. If you just look at it through Alicia's lens, on the one hand, she's having to witness her husband with this other woman, and that must be really difficult because you can see that connection. So you have to keep the husband around to validate you, to make you feel good, to prove to you that, I am wanted, I am desired, right?
Mhm.
It's almost like this, they all want everything. I can't
Yeah.
explain it. They all want to be satisfied in all these different ways. And that's the thing. That's marriage. Marriage is basically saying, yeah, I'm never going to get all of these things over here.
Mhm.
That's not going to happen. I have to be okay with what's right in front of me.
Yeah. Well, did they show any scenes from next week?
No.
I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing any scenes. Basically, it ends with it's the day of the induction. And of course, they don't know how the hospital's going to handle the situation, right? They don't know who's going to be in the delivery room. So I guess it's definitely going to be Alicia in the delivery room with Taya. And then maybe, hopefully, and then if you get one more, is it Tyler or Sean? How do you work that one out?
You don't know who's the father.
I mean, quite frankly, maybe you have the two dads there. Cover all your bases. I don't know.
Yeah, because at least one of them might be biologically related. Not that biology is everything, but with these people, they've made it an issue with their, with their, Russian roulette, whatever they're doing. I see that. I also think that's weird and irresponsible too. I mean, because, it's don't you need to know, like, what if something comes up, like a medical issue or, I don't know.
I think
you need an organ transplant or something.
Yeah. Again, I think that, some kids really do look like their parents. Some kids don't. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like all I want to do is stare at those two little kids. They don't have them on camera that much, but I just want to look at them so I can examine them and see.
That's probably why they don't have them on camera that much.
Which one's which. But I have this feeling like I have to believe that the men must have some sense of that, like some sense of like looking at the kid.
Well, and I tend to think that babies look a lot like their fathers. And that they could grow out of it and change. I once read that this is true of the animal world in general, is that when baby animals or humans are born, they tend to look more like the father at first, because that way the father knows who their offspring is.
Yes. Yes.
Women always know.
Yes.
But men don't necessarily, so they can recognize them in a male species, not just humans. That kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, when Max was first born, he looked a lot like Steve. And then he's morphed in. He looks more like me now. And I've heard that same thing about like it's a way of protecting the kid where the father won't eat the kid or harm the child and or the whatever animal it is that's child. Right. And so I would think that both of those boys would look a lot like, for example, because Tyler has very dark hair and Sean is much,
he's almost a redhead.
Yeah.
He's like strawberry blonde.
And I wonder, and both those boys have dark hair. So I don't know, but Taya has dark hair, but Alicia, here we go. Alicia's a blonde and Sean is a redhead. I think both those boys are Tyler's, because I feel like Alicia and Sean would have made a very fair,
lighter.
Because I've had friends who were like, one was a blonde, one was a redhead, and it's like those kids, they have, very, very light hair. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe.
What a show.
Maybe we'll find out sometime. Okay, so we will be back next week for episode 2 of Polyfamily and also Sister Wives. So if you enjoy our show, please subscribe. That would really help us. And if you could leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, that would also really help us. And if you really, really like us, we have a Patreon. You can go to Psych Legal Pop on Patreon, and we have a couple different tiers. You get all of our regular shows ad-free. You get a weekly bonus episode where we talk about hot topics, talk about our lives. And then at the next level, in addition to that, you get a once a month true crime bonus episode, and also a monthly Ask Us Anything episode. So check it out. And also, if you enjoy our podcast, share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Another Polyfamily friend.
if you are part of a closed quad.
Or if you know anyone.
Or in a closed quad, or, maybe a dyad, a triad, whatever. Whatever it is.
Yes. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angels Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriassecret.com.